All right, everyone, May 14th, 2013. Are you ready for this? Comes from the Detroit News Metro and the State. Traveler from Saudi Arabia arrested at Detroit Metro Airport with a pressure cooker. My son David has just now left for Metro Airport on his way to California. I wish him a safe trip. Unbelievable. Detroit, let me bring you this story. Now, we've got a Saudi Arabian, just happens to be boarding a plane with a pressure cooker. Detroit, federal agents have arrested a Saudi Arabian traveler who arrived at Detroit Metropolitan Airport with a pressure cooker, a key component used in the Boston Marathon bombings last month. Remember the Saudi national that the person of interest that they detained who was there at the Boston Marathon at the time of the bombings, and then, of course, they let him leave the country. What's going to happen with this Saudi Arabian? Hussein al-Khawari appeared for a brief hearing at 1 p.m. in federal court on charges he allegedly used an altered passport and lied to a U.S. Customs and Border Protection agent about the pressure cooker. It was unclear Monday whether his arrest is terrorism related or a misunderstanding. It's just a misunderstanding. He's from Saudi Arabia and he just happens to have a pressure cooker. What's the harm in that? But the prosecutor handling the case is Assistant U.S. Attorney Jonathan Tuchel, who prosecuted the terror case against underwear bomber Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib. I'm in the dark too, said Rita Chastain, his court-appointed lawyer. U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuaid declined comment on the particulars of the case or whether there are any links to terrorism. He had a pressure cooker. How many more links do you want? To jump to conclusions, someone will arrest two brothers, will spread around some fake blood and hire some crisis actors. We never want to jump to conclusions and read more into a situation than is there, but we want to make sure all cases are fully investigated to protect the public as we go door to door with our guns drawn and declare martial law on the United States. The slight-built, goateed al-Khawari, 33, was dressed in a green Wayne County Jail uniform Monday and wearing ankle chains. Flanked by an Arabic translator, he said nothing as Tuchel asked to reschedule a detention hearing to 1 o'clock p.m. Tuesday. That's when a federal magistrate judge will decide whether al-Khawari will be released on bond so he can go back to Saudi Arabia. Back to the Middle East. Al-Khawari arrived at the airport Saturday from Saudi Arabia via Amsterdam, according to a criminal complaint filed Monday in federal court. Al-Khawari was traveling with a B1, B2 visa, which lets him travel to the U.S. temporarily for business or bombings or tourism. He told agents he was visiting his nephew who attends the University of Toledo. Well, why is he in Detroit? During a baggage inspection, officers noticed a page missing from al-Khawari's passport. Al-Khawari told officers he did not know how the page was removed from the passport. During the baggage exam, officers found the pressure cooker. Al-Khawari said he brought the pressure cooker for his nephew because the devices are not sold in the United States. According to the complaint, al-Khawari said he brought the pressure cooker for his nephew because the devices are not sold in the United States. They don't sell pressure cookers in the United States. They don't sell them to make bombs with in the United States. Later, he changed the story and admitted that his nephew had purchased a pressure cooker in the U.S., but it was cheap and broken. Probably when you put a lot of explosives in these pressure cookers, they don't work after that. I wonder if it was used in Boston anytime just recently. His nephew says the case is a misunderstanding and that his uncle was bringing him the pressure cooker so he could blow up New York, or or so he could make lamb. Nasser, oh, I hope I pronounced this right, Al-Mazoug told the Associated Press on Monday that he'd asked his uncle to bring him the cooker. Al-Mazoug says he's concerned about his uncle and hasn't been told anything since his Saturday arrest. Al-Mazoug goes to the University of Toledo, wires he at Detroit Metro Airport, and says his uncle was coming to visit him for a couple of weeks. Wonder what they had planned for those couple of weeks. Dawood Walid, executive director of the Michigan chapter of the Council of American Islamic Relations, urged caution. I hope that our government is not criminalizing people if they travel and have cooking items like pressure cookers used as bombs just because they are Muslim or come from the Muslim world. Walid said, I don't think someone flying with an empty pressure cooker elevates to a level of terrorism unless the government has some other sound information. No, there should be no risk of terrorism. A Saudi Arabian with a pressure cooker, just let him go. But get that little 3-year-old boy and have the TSA stick their hands down this little baby's pants, or the elderly person take off their adult diaper and grope them. That's okay, but because he's a Muslim with a pressure cooker, gotta let him go. I don't know. I'll put the link to this article below. Once again, in Detroit, I'm not far from Metro Airport. Traveler from Saudi Arabia arrested in Detroit Metro with a pressure cooker. No harm done, I guess, huh? Leave me your comments, everyone.